What is going on, guys? It's Burgas here and welcome to another Cow Dragon video. Today I'm going to talk about something very interesting, and this is the old guides. One of the main reasons currently I'm making or I redo all of the heroes guides is just because all the guides we're having right now in Cow Dragons are outdated, period. But the biggest issue is those old guides can actually hurt your account. And let me explain this thing. Now, one of the mistakes is old meta advice is basically hurting your account. Now, Cow Dragon Hero guides from 1 or 2 years ago, I can say maybe 1 year is reasonable, but over 2 years ago are still getting recommended everywhere. But many of those old Cow Dragon strategy are now quietly damaging account progression because the systems reset, hero value, and seasonal pacing change completely. And I can start with one of the things that actually changed by a lot, and you can see it in the guides. I even have a guides of this, and to be fair, I was thinking, Burgas, maybe you should actually remove these guides because they're not relevant. And I actually remove some good amount of old guides because they're not relevant anymore. Now, back in the days, when a hero was doing gathering, the second hero was also receiving XP. What I mean by that is, for example, you have, I don't know who to give an example. Let's say you have Ruby. It's level 1. You want to level Ruby, and one of the ways was you get Ruby with Kewa, you go gathering, and Kewa, the amount of experience Kewa is getting is going to be the same amount also to Ruby. They're going to split the experience, but at the end of the day, Kewa is going to get like 12k experience, 20k, so 32k, and here you get extra 20k, so 52k experience you can give to any hero basically per day. And this is something that is no longer relevant in Cow of Dragons. And other things like back in the days, the levels of the heroes also get reset. Right now, all of the hero levels are stayed the same. But for the people who remember back in the days, the next season, your Thea is right now level 60. The next season was level 1. And all these things actually change with the time. And this is one of the main reasons that I start redoing some of the guides that are for 2026. You can go and check it on my channel. It's basically for all of the heroes. Currently I'm doing some kind of video where I'm presenting this hero how he's going to perform these days. It's not like before, like 2 or 3 years some guides. Now, some of the biggest Cow Dragons guides are outdated right now, and one of the traps that I see players are entering is they see one video that is before like 2-3 years, and they think this video is having like 200k, because believe it or not, back in the days when Cow Dragons actually come, there was a very solid amount of players, and some of the videos was getting crazy numbers. By crazy, 200k, 50k, 20k, that was normal. And those videos with the time gather more and more video views, and something that right now is completely outdated and should like 60 or 70% from the tips there are not relevant because of the different systems, like pet system, like decoration system, like the example, the SVIP. All these things actually change the game by a lot, and those guides are no longer relevant. One of the things when I do this is basically from my life tip I am going to share with you. When I look for something, it can be related for my channel, for example, looking how to make my thumbnails awesome. I go and I see, you know, back in the days I was going and checking out some video. I didn't actually care from when is this video, and I just opened the video, and from time to time I see that I have some missing buttons, missing menus and stuff like this. But this is pretty obvious thing that you're going to see. I mean, if you don't have this button right now, most likely there is an issue with this guide. It can be, for example, you have old program and this is for new programs and other way around. But from point of Call of Dragons here, you cannot actually see some crazy difference because the heroes are same. The epic one, the legendary one, the rare one, the artifacts are same. Everything is looking same. And I think here you cannot actually see the difference when we're talking about old or new videos. Now, old hero guides are quietly destroying accounts. Some of the is outdated price still. Some of the things that I spoke with some friends, I just marked them here. Players still follow advice from completely different game systems. Hero levels change, but old videos still dominate search results. You have to be careful with this thing. This creates massive hidden account inefficiency over multiple seasons. Now, again, old videos are, majority of them are not relevant, so pick couple content creators that win your, how to say, your trust, and you know, just write it in the Discord or write it under the new videos. It can be the question can be not relevant to the video topic, but the majority of the cases, at least I do that. If you write under my video, for example, is Lilia good right now, I'm going to answer you, even though this video is about the old guides that are on YouTube and how they are not efficient. Because to be fair, the game changed a lot. I mean, we start with one Call of Dragons, and with the time, it can be from some suggestions, it can be from different stuffs. The game changed a lot. Right now, not only that you're not resetting your levels, not only you cannot gather anymore and level up some heroes, right now you can actually resurrect your heroes, your troops, something that back in the days was not possible. Having like 50% resurrection and extra 50% from this 50 that left, it's like 95% resurrection you're having, so the dead troops is not an issue. There's other hidden traps here. We're going to talk about this in other video about the dead troops, but the things change a lot. Also, new systems was presented, bastion fight was presented. All these things somehow influence over the heroes. Now, the other thing is very important because the majority of this type of guides is going to be watched from the players who is just starting playing Call of Dragons. In early game, heroes' priorities change very hard. Early game optimization today look completely different from launching servers or global launch. Old servers reward fast temporary progression over aggressively. Here is the thing. Right now, when I start, because I make a beginner guide, and I like when I make beginner guides to actually starting over to smell the winds, or just to be there, just to have this experience. And boy, there is so many different things. And right now I'm preparing, by the way, a new beginner guide. Every year I make one new beginner guide for Call of Dragons like this, just the people to be informed what is happening. Right now I'm actually waiting to join in one of the new servers. Is going to be 949. with one group there. So I'm going to join there. I'm going to play with this account, but also this is going to be a great opportunity for me to actually make a completely full beginner guide for Call of Dragons, because there was events where you can get free legendary heroes. Back in the days, the only way you can get free heroes was from Tavern or from Wookiee Spin. You have some quests, you have troop exchange, you train this, for example, you train all the troops like I do it, but you can, for example, get some Vestos in Celestials or in Marksmans. You can make some troop exchanges. A lot of things change. Definitely a lot of things change in the early game progression. The new seasonal pricing changed hero investment efficiency dramatically. And the other thing I want to say is, back in the days we was having 2 heroes released each season. It can be 2 cavalry, 2 infantry, 2 mages, and etc. Right now, the people are getting the heroes very fast. So if I say for you, go and invest first on Lilia, because Lilia is in generation 1, then go invest in the Bertrand, then go invest in whatever. And same time, you're going to get some heroes just throw at you, and you have to cherry pick the meta heroes or the best heroes in the game. We're not having this slow pacing what was back in the days. We're still living that as a end game player, starting from the global launch. Right now I'm waiting the mages to come. We're also going to have one hero to be promoted to the legendary one, and I'm talking about the Seuna. Seuna is going to be a legendary hero. It's going to be generation 5 hero, if I remember right. So still it's going to be just 2 heroes for me. It's going to be always 2 heroes for me. But for the people who is starting the game, it's going to be a bunch of heroes just going in your direction. And you have to be clever to select the one that you actually need. That's why I believe that early game hero priorities change very, very hard. And by the way, if you have any kind of question in this direction, just let me know in the comments below. Also hit a like on this video so I know to actually make other beginner friendly videos in this direction. Some of the players still built that meta pairings. Old pairings survive online long after becoming inefficient, and one of these old meta pairings is Lilia Velen. Lilia Velen is no longer that good. Lilia and Velen. Now, why is this thing? Now, this combo is just way too aggressive. And with the new heroes coming in the game, like, for example, Kuma, Goresh, Joran, this is a meta infantry heroes, but still, majority of the cases, like 70-80% from the time you're going to hit infantry. This is just how the game are going, and they're doing crazy counterattack. So if you don't have a survivability of this legion, just to go over the counterattack, you're going to suffer by a lot. And what I mean by going over the counterattack is, for example, in this battle, or let me just get this fight here. So see this battle here, they get 70 wounded, 2.3k, but in the same time I get 472, and this is Yuming with Grumara. There is still defense there. Imagine if this is Lilia Velen, and the thing is, you get lightly wounded. Now the issue here is not like that much the 70 wounded you're going to put in hospital. The issue here that you're lightly wounded, the number increase here, and your legion way more faster becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. You know? And with this speed, you're not going to have a legion that is having the biggest legion numbers for a long time. And this is going to reflect over your traits, over your merit reports, basically everywhere. So Lilia Velen, I'm giving just an example, but there is other examples, not only this one. Maybe I can say Goresh with Skogu is not that good like Goresh with Kuma. I think everything with Kuma is good, but yeah. Patch creep change hero value completely. Small patches quietly change how many heroes actually perform. I can say some patches actually make some changes, especially for the marksmen. We have some huge changes. So back in the day, if you have some how to say guide, it's no longer relevant, this guide, because just the heroes change a lot. I remember I can actually give you some examples. Back in the days, where is my Nico? Back in the days, the Nico was having engineering. Right now, he's not having engineering. You know, this type of things, which is changing the hero completely. And yeah, you have to be careful when you do your YouTube search, because again, some of the guides are outdated. Just if you want directly an answer of your question, you can just join my Discord and ask me there. So yeah, just wanted to point out this thing, because I see some people, you know, going in some directions that are no longer a good one. And yeah, in general, how the old meta advice is hurting the player's account. So here I'm going to put one other video. You can go and check it out. I really hope it's going to be interesting for you. Also, don't forget to hit one like and subscribe for more Call of Dragons video. If you want directly to support my work, get access to the early access to my videos, also to have access to my streams, which is just for members. Some of them are just for members. You can become a member of this channel. You can go and check it out there. I wish you a great day, guys, and see you in the next video.